So, about a month ago, I got a library card, and that honestly changed my freaking life. So, I wanted to talk about it here today because I am personally of the belief that everybody should get a library card. So, basically, around like finals week and like midterm season, the library at my school is always packed full of students because people like suddenly remember that the library exists. And there's like very rarely ever a place to sit. But luckily we have like a huge, massive public library around like just like a short walk away from the school's library. So the one day I just like stumbled into the library because there was no place to sit at my school's library, and I really needed to lock in. So I was just sitting there, I was doing some homework, and then suddenly I just like really felt the urge to get a library card. So I did, and it was so easy. I like went up to the information desk and I was like, can I get a library card? And they walked me through every step. So easy. And then I walked around the library and I just like picked up a few books, and it was so fun because it was like shopping, but it was free. And I have spent so much money on books in my lifetime, like, and half of the books I don't even read. So like this was such a game-changing decision for me. And ever since then, I've been of the belief that everybody that is able to should get a library card, because it's basically just like shopping at a Barnes & Noble. You get the same like satisfaction and like, I don't know, the dopamine kick from when you check out your library book, but it's free and there's no consequence if you don't read the book. Like, you don't waste any money if you don't end up reading the book, which is my fatal flaw. But yeah, like that, I love the library. I love going into the library and I love roaming around. It's literally so much fun. It's so therapeutic. It is such, I've said this like 3 times already in this video. I feel like I'm literally repeating myself over and over again in this video, but like it's life-changing, TBH. But yeah, so the first book that I actually read that I checked out from the library, it was Funny Story by Emily Henry. And I have some thoughts about it. So if you're planning on reading Funny Story, then either like skip ahead. Oh, my Garmin is telling me something. I'm getting a call. Anyway, sent them to voicemail. But I read A Funny Story by Emily Henry, and I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the worst books I've ever read. I stuck with it fully because on this app called Fable, it's like a reading tracker app that's like not Goodreads, which I really like because it's just basically like not Amazon. But I joined this book club because I was like, okay, I need something to push me to actually get started on reading. So I joined this book club that's on there. It's like a virtual one. And the book of the month was Funny Story. And when I first started it, I was like, I don't think this is going to be the book for me. But I stuck with it because I was like, what if it gets better and I'm like missing out on a really great story? Plot twist, it was the least believable and most boring book that I think, like romance book that I've ever read. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that the plot was completely implausible. Like, it was just like ridiculous. It just didn't feel realistic. It felt really rushed. I think that was my issue with it. It just felt so rushed and everything was moving so fast. I'm like, this isn't how like real people act. I don't know. It just like really pissed me off because like the romance was just not, like, it just wasn't developed enough. The only thing that I liked about the book was the setting and how Emily Henry wrote about the setting. That was it. That was the only thing I liked about the book. I think I gave it a 2 stars or a 2.5. But then I was like checking the forum. People were giving it a freaking 5 stars. Like, okay, to each their own, sure. But for me, I'm really, like, picky about the books that I give a 5 stars to. Like, I think I've only given 5 stars to, like, maybe 6 books, 7 books that I've read total. So, like, giving a 5 stars to a book with a very... I don't know. It just didn't really make sense to me, but also to each their own. If you like Funny Story by Emily Henry, this is not a diss at you. It isn't the book for me. I really also just realized that like the book talk romance genre just isn't for me. And you know what? That's okay. Not everything is for everybody. I'm also like really pretentious and kind of insufferable. Like as you probably saw by the freaking thumbnail of this video. I'm currently reading Play It As It Lays by Joan Didion. And I'm actually really excited about this one because The Year of Magical Thinking by Joan Didion is one of the books that I gave a 5 stars to. It's one of my favorite books ever. I think it's just so raw and real, and it captures like human emotions so well, and it just because it's like her lived experience. But like it gave me so much hope, and it was so beautiful. It was so well written. Joan Didion is awesome. I literally just started this last night. I'm a chapter in, but I'm really excited. I also checked out Carrie Soto is back, but I need to return it. Somebody else like placed it on hold, and I just didn't finish reading it within my 3-week window, but I've heard good things about it. It is a book talkier book, but I will say Taylor Jenkins Reid, of the book talk authors, I do think that she's one of my favorites. I fuck with her, and I fuck with Sally Rooney. I don't know, something about their writing, it just appeals to me more. I think the main issue with Funny Story that I had was how like it felt so tropified. It felt like the trope was carrying like the tropes that could like make it go viral on TikTok was carrying the entirety of the plot, and that just doesn't do it for me personally. But I think that like with Taylor Jenkins Reid and Sally Rooney, it feels a lot less like that for me, at least. I also need to finish Normal People. It's on my nightstand right now, but I'm like halfway into it. I was like reading it over spring break, I think. I just like forgot to finish it, but I need to finish that. So yeah, that's on my to read list. There was also another book that I wanted to read. Oh, I got the notification that one of the books that I put on hold is available, but I forget which one I put on hold. It's honestly kind of a nice surprise, because something I do is I like look at videos about like what books I should read, and then I place a book on hold and I forget that I do that, just because I have the memory of a goldfish, to be honest. So whenever I go to the library and I pick up the book, it's a nice little surprise. So I think I'm gonna go today and try to get that book whenever I return Carrie Soto is back, and we'll see what it is. I have no idea, to be honest. But yeah, so that's my life at the moment. But yeah, I also did finally get my tattoo, but I'm gonna make a whole separate video about it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you again in my next one. Bye!